I'll change the date so you can wait. Yep, I got it, Here.
Did you end up getting?
Give us Foster.
This one.
Wawa mix.
Is it good with the
Gonna
carrots?
go towards the front. Not towards the front, towards the back, like the window.
Oh, that's the back.
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna be ironic if he gets electrocuted.
Nope. Here. Let me do this.
Oh, yeah.
Unplug it, yeah, unplug it. Let me drop it down.
You think you're gonna keep it?
Leave it on until it comes.
Here, put it in.
Push it and it'll come on.
There it is. It's gonna come on.
How can you tell?
Thank you. Put me up to. Wow, this chair is low. Some really tall people. Everybody ready? Give me a second here. Where is the cord of the HDMI? Don't worry about it. You okay? She looks like my parents' dogs. How come my chair's in the back? You know, these things disappear, DJ. The HDMI cord.
Oh, it's behind your monitor.
They grew up. I saw them in the lab.
Good. Okay, good evening. We're going to call the Monday, August 4th work session to order. We'll stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You probably fucked it up. I don't think it's on. Jim,
Not too big of a crowd, everybody can hear you.
yeah. Okay, Mr. Bosley.
To the,
It's center. That's what I have everything on.
no, but the microphones themselves are,
Mine's
did
on.
you turn it on the bottom?
Mine was on and then somebody screwed around over there. And
Hello?
Mine works.
Mine's working now. He's staying out of that thing there, the electrician. Mine's not.
There's an extra one here. Or this one.
Mine works.
We're gonna stay college, Penn State, huh?
Yeah.
Is yours working?
Like that.
I don't think. I tried turning it on the bottom too, so it does like that.
You gotta hold it up.
Shit. They're changing it, I got from.
Push.
One power button. About 4 seconds.
We'll be here too.
Come on.
Test.
Mine works.
Yeah, yours works.
Here, just take mine.
Hello?
Sure.
Well, you gotta talk.
Sure.
Talking.
Okay. Tonight's agenda is tonight's August 4th. This is the agenda for the August 11th meeting. We're going to start off with planning and economic development. Kelly's sewage facilities planning module. DJ, I'll have you introduce that.
Okay, this one is just similar to what we've been seeing the last couple months. A sewage module to replace a septic system. Clicked the wrong screen here. Public sewage is not available at the site. The old septic system needs replaced, and it's going to be replaced with a small package treatment facility. So this is just seeking council's approval in order to get the module processed and forwarded on to the health department and DEP.
Okay.
Okay.
Any questions or comments?
It was just, he screwed around in there and screwed up my microphone. I need it for next week.
Okay, any questions or comments about the first? No discussion? Okay, that'll be an agenda item.
Item number 2 is a similar item. This is the Moyles Sewage Facilities Planning Module on Old Leechburg. DJ?
Yeah, this one's slightly different. This is a module to replace an existing septic system that needs repaired and modified, again, to do a proposed small flow package treatment plant. So,
These are both like residential?
yes.
Okay, any other questions or comments? Okay, that'll be agenda item.
Item number 3 is the Aber-Scott subdivision on Scott Road. DJ, do you want to tell us about this?
Yeah, the Aber-Scott subdivision is 237, 247 Scott Road. The plan was prepared by Urban Terrain. KU's prepared an initial review of the subdivision. Sorry. KU has prepared an initial review of the subdivision. So we're hoping that you guys accept this application this month, and then ideally it'll be approved at your September meeting.
Okay, any other questions, comments? Okay, agenda item.
Item number 4 is the last item in planning and economic development. Parkside Phase 2. The developer is requesting that Phase 2 be dedicated. DJ, do you want to tell us how we got there?
Sure. The developers proceeded with constructing all their infrastructure through the plan. They've provided as-builts. KU's walked us through the initial review of those. I believe they've posted the required bond and requested dedication. So the next step would be for council to accept the dedication of these systems formally, and then we'll work with the law firm, Dice Law Firm, to actually get the deed recorded showing the dedication, and work with PennDOT to get it added to the liquid fuels list. So.
Okay, any other questions, comments?
How many phases? I'm just curious.
Yeah, so there's 3 phases. We have already accepted. It was dedicated, Phase 1. Phase 2, Charlie, you would say is the smallest of the 3 phases?
Yes, it's like pretty much the back loop in the plan.
So there were probably twice as many lots in Phase 1 as in Phase 2. And Phase 3 is just as big as Phase 1. So this is the smallest one, and if you've driven by, you can see they're already selling lots and building houses in Phase 3. So I would imagine at the rate they're going that, within the next year, that plan will be closed out.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments for the discussion? Okay, agenda item.
Okay, we're moving to personnel and management. The first item is the appointment of junior council person. Last year was our first year with the junior council person program. We had 2 young students with us who have both graduated and moved on. We did advertise with the school district back in the late winter, early spring for a new person, and we have selected Jacob Landis, a resident of Holiday Park, as the applicant. Jacob will be a senior this year. He did come in and meet with staff. Very bright, young person, easy to talk to. He's looking, like I said, if you're looking at your packet in my report, he said, quote, "I believe that being on the junior council will give me the opportunity to learn more about how our local government operates, as well as give me experiences that will help me in the future." So, volunteerism is a thing that we're looking for, and he seems to be all about that. So Jacob will be here a week from today, and he will be sworn in by Paul or by the mayor into that position, and his first official meeting then will be in September of this year.
It'll be next week, right? Oh, it's the first official meeting will be September.
Correct.
He'll be
So
sworn
he
in
just
next
gets sworn
week.
in next month.
Correct.
I've got the oath already set up.
Okay.
Well, it was nice of you to do that for me, thank you.
You're welcome. Can you read?
Sure can. Any other discussion or comment? Okay, that'll be an agenda item.
Item number 6, which is item number 2 under personnel and management, was an executive session item. Council met prior to this meeting in executive session to discuss a public works personnel issue. Moving on to item number 7, proposed extension with County Hauling, our waste, our garbage contractor and recycler. Their contract, and it's hard to believe we're in year 5 already with County Hauling. When we bid that back in the spring of 2021, the initial term was a 5-year term with County Hauling. And when they submitted the bids, they were asked to submit bids for 5 option years. So 5 plus another 5. We are in year 5 of our contract, and I started conversations with Noble Environmental. They're the parent company of County Hauling, back in the winter about possible extension. So we looked at the bid documents, and you can see in my report, the rates that every year from 2021 up through 2026, the rate has increased 3%, which when you look at the bids today for solid waste and recycling, 3% is certainly a bargain. When you look at the option years that were bid, the first option year, which would be June of 26 through May of 27, is also a 3% increase. Noble Environmental is on board with an extension, and I think we'll be dealing with them year to year on this. We have a draft agreement in place. I sent it to Dane. Dane has reviewed it, and he says everything's looking good there. I did include the rate schedule with that, but staff is recommending as an agenda item that we approve a 1-year extension with County Hauling at a 3% increase. So the rate would be $21.16 per month.
How have they been answering complaints and, issues that have come up with citizens?
Well, I think one of the reasons, and I'm just reading into this, that they want to continue with us is that we have a very good system in place for addressing issues. Our public works administrative staff has done an excellent job, fielding these items, getting them out to the people in the field and getting taken care of. So I don't deal with it directly. I'm copied on the emails. I see what's happening, and I think they're very responsive to items that are missed. So I have no problem recommending this extension.
Okay. Any other comments, discussion?
Yeah, so for each of the next 4 years, are they also 3% or do the rates go up?
No, they are 3%.
That'd be nice if we can get all 4 years, yeah.
Yes.
Wow. Any other discussions, comments? Okay, agenda item.
Okay. So we're moving to public safety, item number 8, GFNY bike race. So I was hoping that the police would be here tonight to talk about it. Lieutenant, I'll say Zabinski, I know that I mispronounced his last name, has been dealing with this proposed bike race, and he is off with some family matters. But GFNY, you can see in your packet, is an organization that does these bike races in New York and around the United States. They've been talking with Allegheny County, Westmoreland County, Plum Boro, Murraysville, Bell Township, for a number of months now, trying to get this race going, which would be September 21st, 2025. And if you look in your OneNote packet, you can actually see a map of where this is going to happen. So the start-finish line would be at CCAC campus. And when that race starts, they're going to come out of CCAC and come right on Old Frankstown, and then left on Lindsay. They're going to come up Lindsay to New Texas, left on New Texas all the way out to Renton, Renton out to Sardis, and then from there, there's a loop that goes around and around. So there's a short course, there's a long course. I think the long course is about 80 miles. The short course, I don't know how long that is. But what they're basically looking for Plum Boro to do is for council to allow them to use municipal roadways in Plum Boro. Now, excuse me, of all those streets I named, The only one that is actually our roadway is Renton Road, and it's only part of Renton Road. So when they turn right onto Renton Road off of New Texas, they're going to come all the way up towards St. Januarius. So starting around St. Januarius up to Sardis Road is our section of the road. So I did see, Dane, that Murraysville had written a letter just basically allowing them to use the roadways in Murraysville. So I think all we can do, if council is on board with this, is to allow them to use the roadways, and then for the county roadways and the state roadways, they'll have to deal with the county and the state to get permission. So the other thing is they're going to need approximately 9 police officers on overtime to make this thing happen. They haven't given me I would feel much better if we had some sort of agreement that talked about the overtime and them paying the overtime. We can work through that in the next week or so. But Murraysville has already signed off on this. Bell Township has signed off on it. I know that in Westmoreland County, I think the state police will be working some of these checkpoints. And these won't be road closures. They'll just be temporary passing of these cyclists. So I think once they get out of Plum Boro, it's going to be quiet for a while. And then toward the end of the day, when they come back in, they'll have a little more action. But they're willing to pay the overtime. And like I said, other municipalities in the area have signed off on this, and we're bringing this to council tonight for some discussion.
Okay, I don't have a problem with it, but can we have someone come and tell us more, like how they're gonna not permanently shut down that road for the day, but how people are gonna be able to travel around it?
Yeah, so I
Safely.
think the police can probably give us that information.
Yeah.
And Dane, you and I talked about this, we probably, even if we wanted to, couldn't stop them from using the public roadway.
I think 909 would add a little spice to this race.
There you go. Oh, thanks. No, I was just going to agree with Dave. Thank you. That it's not necessarily that we can stop them. However, we can coordinate with them and make sure they understand that what they're doing this at their own risk. So.
And they have provided us already with an insurance certificate of liability. We're named as an additional insured on their policy. So those are standard things we would look at when we have events such as this.
I think going up Lindsay Lane was stop me.
There's a lot of steep hills, there's no doubt. Even just going back up to CCAC at the end of the ride, that would be tough. Yes.
Any other comments or questions, discussion? Okay, that'll be an agenda item.
Item number 9 on the agenda is under Parks and Recreation, a special use permit. Back in May, Councilman Dern had sent me a request to send a special use permit application out to Peyton McCoon, who I think has done a kickball tournament the last few years at Plum Creek Park to raise money for charity. She's looking to do the same thing again. The event is scheduled for August the 16th. The application was submitted in early July. We have followed up with her now 3 times, asking her about the insurance certificate. We don't have that, but we did, I guess the last reminder was today. Public Works did send an email out to her, so all we need is the insurance certificate. We asked her to have it to us today. We don't have it, so I'll let council decide where they want to go from here with that.
I would say we okay this contingent that we get the insurance certificate before next week. I'll reach out to her, see if I can get her to, because I know last year there was the same thing. Her insurance agent was on vacation.
Well, back in July, on July 24th, we had reached out to her and she said, I thought we had it taken care of and she was going to follow up, but she just hasn't submitted. So certainly we can change the agenda item or the motion to cover that.
Okay. Any other discussion? Okay. On the agenda.
Nothing under finance this month. Moving to roads, equipment, and grounds. Item number 10 is the O Block Emergency Stormwater Repair Project. This is a project that came up when I was away on vacation, and I'm going to let DJ and Charlie talk about this. This is a project that has already been completed. We did complete it on an emergency basis. Charlie can talk about the letter he wrote. But DJ, do you want to let council know what happened? And I think you've already sent an email to them about this.
Yeah, just quick summary. I guess through Public Works, we were notified of a sinkhole in the person's front yard at 17050 block. Typically, a sinkhole isn't a huge reason for concern, but when Public Works got there, it was a hole about 18 inches deep, horizontally, probably close to the size of a small car. So they excavated down, found the storm pipe, found the source of it to be disconnected joints in unconventional vertical bends. So a bend up and then a bend to go back more or less to the horizontal. Both of those were leaking. The thought we found out later was that probably as that pipe was being backfilled, the weight of the soil put enough pressure on the pipe and it disconnected. You can see in the photographs. I'd say this was at least 10 to 12 feet deep, and it basically, due to the pipe size and the nature of the hole in the pipe and the other utilities, we felt this was a significant concern to ask Charlie at KU to weigh in on it, because it goes beyond the realm of our Public Works guys' ability to fix. They did deem it as an emergency, partially because somebody could fall into it, but then the photo there on the right, you can see the roadways there. There's a gas line that was actually exposed as we were excavating. It was hollow underneath, and the soil was falling further and further into our hole, exposed the gas line. On the right side, further away from the road, was an old terracotta clay sanitary sewer. Same thing, our concern was that if we ignored it and just threw some dirt in the hole till we could get this through the bid process to get it fixed, we were going to lose one or both of those utilities, not to mention the chances of somebody else getting hurt. So we proceeded to go ahead and try and contact some local contractors, found one that had the right size manhole that could make this work. He was available to move in the following Monday, so our guys fenced it off, put some stabilizing pieces of sheet metal that you would typically see used in covering trenches at the end of a workday to leave the pipe exposed, but to reinforce the soil around it. The contractor, Petrakis, went in, took care of the problem, fixed it, installed a manhole. It took them about 2 days worth of work. And in addition, like I said, our guys, it was pushing the limits of what we could do and probably exceeded it, mainly because of the size of the pipe required a much larger than standard manhole, plus trying to work it through there. Petrakis actually brought a bigger excavator than we even own, and it was basically maxing that out to kind of move it and shift it to get it around the end of the pipe. So everything's done. They did backfill. Public Works went out, spread some topsoil and I believe some seed for it to grow back in the front yard there. And last I saw it was the end of last week, and it looked pretty good at this point. So.
DJ, what was the final price of that?
I got the quote here, $34,380. So my understanding is part of this motion would be to authorize payment to the contractor in exchange for the work that he's already performed.
Okay, any discussion or comments? Okay, agenda item.
Okay, the last item on the agenda, item number 11, Barnes Road change order number 2. If you remember at the last month's meeting, Charlie told us that we had change order number 1 in the amount of $77,000, and he promised us that in August he's going to come back with another change order to reduce the amount of the project. So I will congratulate you, Charlie, that the project came in $43,000 under bid, and we will be authorizing, I guess if council is on board, it was a credit change order in the amount of $123,227. So that will be the agenda item to authorize that. And I have to give credit to KU. If you could look back over the last year and a half, 2 years, our projects are constantly coming in under the award amount. And that basically is because of they're on the ball, they're watching the projects, they're working with the contractors. to find solutions that will help save money, as well as just quantity amounts, the different quantities they use. So kudos to KU, and Charlie, I told you I would congratulate you in public, and I am doing that. Staff is recommending that be the last agenda item under roads, equipment, and grounds.
Okay, any discussion, comments, questions?
Is the Barnes Road being used now?
It's open. The mayor's happy.
Yeah. I got another issue when you're done here, just road failure.
So that
Okay.
savings paid for the simple repair?
More than paid for it, yes.
Okay. Motion carries to put that on the agenda. And there's no one in the audience, so there's no comments on any agenda item. So we are gonna ask for an adjournment.
Wait a minute, I got an issue. Ellicott Road, coming down past Morrow's Farm, it's been failing and the slide is getting deeper. So a lot of the cars are going around it, but if there's a car coming up,
It's right above the church driveway.
right above the church driveway, yeah, coming down the downhill side.
Charlie,
It's getting worse.
is that on your radar, Charlie?
No, yeah, thanks for bringing that to our attention. We can stop out, take a look,
Take a look
and,
at it.
yeah,
It's
we'll,
been failing for a while, but it's actually starting to fail faster.
okay, no, I appreciate that. Yeah, we'll look at it, develop a report if that is requested from us.
Thank you.
So, sure.
Yeah, so someone asked me if we consider having like a do not solicit list, similar like a do not call list, where you could sign up for it, and when the solicitors come to get the permits, you would hand them out the do not solicit list, and then there'd be like, if they went to those houses, it'd be like a $50 fine or something if they went there. That's a good idea. Yeah, it's a good idea. It is something we'd have to, it would
Yeah, so-
require some work on our end.
With our codification, so I want to say that back in the summer when there was a story out about solicitations being put on hold due to the US Open, the number appeared in the paper and it said that, these will be put on hold, and I think the normal hours right now go up to about 9 p.m. And we did have some feedback, and I relayed that feedback to council about people wanting to make that a shorter time. So in our codification, the rewrite, we're already aware of the issue. If you want the no solicitation list to be part of that, we will look at that and try and make that part of the final document.
Yeah, because I think it's a good idea. It should be.
Great idea. Okay.
How are you gonna enforce it?
Well, if they come to your house and you're on a no solicit list, you call the borough and say XYZ was your soliciting and I'm on a no solicit, and that will be issued a citation.
If they keep doing it, then you revoke their solicitation permit.
Yeah, so Dave, they need to get a permit for solicitation through the police department already. So when they issue the permit, they can hand out this do not knock, do not ring list, which the police will be happy to maintain.
Oh, I like that. I like it a lot. I like it a lot.
Honestly, that is a great idea.
We could put the mayor in charge of that. He's always looking for something to do.
That is a big task. I don't want to just say, the comments, slough that off. It'll be a lot of work to maintain that list, but if that's what council wants to see, then we'll try and make that work.
Yep.
And we will make it work.
Okay, any other business?
I just want to know.
Well, actually, one thing, you wouldn't have to put names on the list. You just need to put addresses.
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about like privacy or anything. You just put addresses on it. You just don't put it there.
That's fine. Every address.
Just in case that was a concern. Yeah, put every
Before I
address.
forget, can you send me a cumulative total of how much every month we spend on the stipend program?
I can do that. In your financial report, you would probably see the bill for, I think the stipend bill this month was 74,000. No, that's way too much. It was about 5 to 10,000. I can catch you up on what's happening. I'll just send you the reports from the months we've done it.
Okay, good.
Yep.
Thank you.
Okay, any other discussions? Okay, motion to adjourn?
I'll make that motion.
Motion on the floor by Steve Schlock, second by Vicky Rossler. All those in favor? Motion carries. We